spending the next minutes speaking with me here at Kyte Consulting about your industry experience, challenges, lessons learned, and whatnot. But before we kick off, could you please give the audience a short introduction about yourself?
Sure. Thanks, Anita, and thanks for having me. Hi, so my name is Bart Kuiper. I'm an experienced IT consultant with over 25 years in program and project management, and more recently specialising in CRM solutions, particularly within the higher education sector. So my experience lies in driving large-scale CRM transformations, improving student engagement and enhancing recruitment and retention processes. Over the years, I've led successful initiatives integrating CRM systems like Oracle Service Cloud, Salesforce Marketing Cloud, with student management platforms, resulting in more streamlined and data-driven approaches to student and alumni relationships. My focus is always on aligning technology with strategic goals to drive measurable outcomes for institutions.
But what do you see are the key pressure points for the industry?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously institutions today face significant recruitment challenges, including fragmented communication channels, inconsistent messaging, a lack of personalization in student interactions, and all of these can negatively impact prospective student experiences and perceptions. And then additionally, with the COVID-19 pandemic, that intensified some of those challenges by disrupting traditional recruitment methods. And there was an increased reliance on digital engagement, and of course, increased competition for both domestic and international students. So that placed much more emphasis on even greater focus on streamlining, integrating, and coming together with data-driven recruitment strategies. So I can give you an example of one client that I've worked at post-COVID-19. So we had a look at the recruitment landscape in the wake of the pandemic. There was obviously a heightened focus on having a look at where we were with our recruitment journey and our strategy. And there was a recognition that we didn't have a clear target state in mind for recruitment. So having done an assessment of the current state, it was clear it was a very highly fragmented landscape at this university. We had different platforms being used by different departments to capture and nurture leads and prospects. So as an example, we had the marketing department capturing domestic leads into Salesforce Marketing Cloud and nurturing those leads and prospects via email marketing, but having no visibility of which of those leads applied to the university. Similarly, we had another team, the sales contact center, capturing inbound inquiries and leads and prospects for both international and domestic students into Oracle Service Cloud, and responding to the inquiries and following up on those inquiries as well, but not sharing those leads and prospects with marketing. So there was a lot of lost marketing opportunity. Additionally, we weren't securing opt-in permission across the board for everybody, so not necessarily always compliant. And in the post-application pipeline, the source of truth for admissions information was in the student management system, and there was a heavy reliance on manual data exports and segmentation and imports into the CRM to then manually convert applicants through the pipeline with manual bulk email send. So it's a very fragmented landscape, no single source of truth, no clear ownership of leads and prospects as they move through the application pipeline, and all of this resulting in a very disjointed and potentially confusing experience for applicants, because applicants may find themselves in two platforms being communicated to by two teams, and therefore there was a disjointed experience in terms of the messaging. We had a resharpened focus on recruitment specifically after COVID-19, and there was a recognition that not only did we have a very fragmented landscape, but we didn't have a clear view of what recruitment should look like at the university, no clear target state. So the approach that we took was to hold a series of workshops with senior leadership, senior stakeholders, and focus on a number of key areas for recruitment, and working through a set of key principles and recommendations to get agreement on some key decisions. Some of the recommendations falling out of that workshop were that we would implement a single unified recruitment pipeline. That's something that was lacking. In a single platform, forming a single source of truth, and therefore being able to track applicants leads, prospects and applicants through the pipeline. Clearly defined roles and responsibilities with clear ownership of leads and prospects and applicants as they move through that pipeline. Real-time integration between some of our core enterprise platforms to support that unified approach to recruitment. Securing opt-in permission as early as possible in the engagement lifecycle, but also across the board. And as I mentioned before, that wasn't always being captured, so that was critical. And where possible, then automating email marketing for lead nurture and conversion emails. So some of the, I guess, the outcomes of the workshop that we then went on to define a target state for recruitment have formed a roadmap of work for the following 2 years. And essentially what we've ended up with is more of a tightly integrated CRM ecosystem with integration between our core platforms, including student management and analytics as well. We have a holistic approach now to student recruitment, clearly defined pipeline with clearly defined stages and roles for progression through the stages. All of our leads and prospects being captured into a single pipeline and shared with marketing into Salesforce Marketing Cloud in real time. So where we've captured a lead or prospect through, for example, a sign-up form, a recruitment event, or an inbound inquiry, if that contact has opted in to receive marketing information, they're automatically integrated up into Salesforce and made available to marketing. And using the Journey Builder capability in Salesforce, we initiate automated outbound email nurture journeys. We also integrated our student management system with Oracle Service Cloud to form that real-time view of applicants moving through the post-application lifecycle. In terms of the pipeline itself, there really was only one platform that could be defined in, and that was the enterprise CRM platform, Oracle Service Cloud. So that very much forms the core of the ecosystem, with information flowing in and out of other core platforms using Azure integration. All of this has resulted in a vastly improved student experience or customer experience, and we've seen a significant uplift in our conversion from leads and prospects to applicants, and then we've been able to streamline the journey for applicants moving through post-application through automation and automated touch points as well.
I'm assuming that this is not like a one-off project, but it's more like a continuous improvement model which spans over a period of time. How long did it approximately take from initiating or understanding the problem to actually achieving those results?
Yeah, so from the middle of 2020, when we initially undertook the assessment and had the workshops and defined our target state, that was a subsequent journey. We started focusing on the post-application pipeline with integration with our student management system, and focus then shifted to the pre-application with lead capture and nurture and integration with our email marketing platform. So that work ran on for approximately 2 years, but it continues to evolve. We continue to essentially introduce automation where possible. There was a lot of work recently on the development of automated emails coming out of Oracle Service Cloud to convert applicants through the post-application pipeline. So we're continually evolving and looking for opportunities to automate and to continue enhancing that student experience.
Love it. Outstanding.
Number one is probably student experience is absolutely paramount, and really when we were looking at that current state, that was an extremely disjointed experience. So I think keeping the student at the heart and focus on everything that is done is critical, and I think in doing so, avoiding duplication of capabilities and effort across teams and across platforms, and keeping it simple where possible and avoiding complexity, because again, complexity inadvertently just impacts that student experience.
Love it. Thank you so much for your time and giving us that short interview. I'm sure our audience will get lots of value out of it. Thank you, Bart.
Thanks, Anita. Thanks for having me.